Hey everyone, welcome to the Mani-Geni experiment. Today's video, actually I have tried to do this video quite a few times, but for some reason it hasn't come out. So let's see if this is the day, if today is a day. It's about the open identity. So if you're looking at your chart in human design, usually, so there's the open head, the ashna or your third eye, that is your throat, and then there is the, it's like a diamond, and that is the identity center. It's just, in short, I guess, from the studies that I have done, Claire Jones, like said it so wisely in terms of it is searching or seeking your identity, who you are, like your purpose, like constantly trying to seek that purpose. And then the opposite side would be just like surrender. So I have felt that for a very, very long time, to always be searching, because I wanted to find out that one thing that I was so good at, and I just wanted to concentrate on that. But ever since learning human design, I have been doing some experiments with it. And one of them that was really powerful was when I was in New York City. I was in Albany, New York, and I was in a restaurant that really promoted, like, or was really into social justice. So their whole decor was about social justice. They promoted like local products. They promoted buying local. They promoted returning land to the Native Americans. It was a very, very intense experience for me, because when you have an open center, and this is any center, it's just different for all of them, but an open center means you receive and then you amplify. So while I was in the restaurant, I was very aware of the identity that I was starting to receive, and then I was amplifying. Like, I started to feel the need for, not that I don't already, but to be more proactive into social justice and to be more active into it. Also keep in mind that this restaurant was in the middle of the downtown of Albany, which is their courthouse, so there's a lot of legal matters that happen in that area. And the restaurant was kind of part of it almost, like it was very close to all of those buildings. So I started to feel and amplify, like, honestly, like, I feel like that if there had been like a protest or something, people with banners and stuff, I probably would have gotten out there and then just gonna go with it, right? So it was just super interesting, because I kept feeling it. Like, I felt that I sat in the restaurant, I was very mindful of it. So I was like, and I said to myself, I am open and I can receive. So I felt everyone's personality and everyone's purpose. I felt it. And I felt that my social justice, like, like barometer, almost, like if you could picture that, like just going to the top and just like exploding, that's kind of how it felt. So what I thought was important, that by feeling this, if I had not known about the open identity, I might have gotten some ideas from them, and then I might have gone on to pursue these ideas. But then I would have felt disappointed when that energy, when that energy left, if that energy was leaving, because it does leave you, right? So as you go like full throttle into this, and then you're like, oh, all of a sudden I don't feel it. In the past, I felt disappointed because I felt like I couldn't follow through. But now, or my wisdom that came from that, was that I wasn't supposed to. Maybe in another time, but in that moment, I wasn't supposed to. And it was so, so powerful to both feel it coming in and also feeling leaving me, which was like intense. I felt like as the moment when I started walking outside of the restaurant, I honestly felt it just like trailing behind me. And it wasn't bad. It was just like, it was something that was like, that came in with such force. And then he left. Like, just like that, it left. And then that happened actually a while ago, and that was the video that I wanted to make. And I, for some reason, I tried to record it twice in New York, and it just didn't come through, so I just left it alone. But it was so powerful to me, that experience, that I bottle and label it social justice. So I bought a beanie from that place, from that restaurant, and every time I see it, I'm reminded of that force, of that power, of them wanting to make this world a better one, and wanting to fight for what's just, right? So I have it at home, and there are some causes that are close and near to my heart. So whenever I'm working on that, I actually put the beanie on, and it's almost like, oh, I feel that. So it gives me the motivation and some of the strength to go in and do some of that work that sometimes can be hard. So, yeah. But on the other side, uh, the searching for your purpose. Oh my gosh, it has been so present the last couple of days. I know there's a lot going on astrologically. So at the time of the recording is April 20 something. Let me see. April 24th. So I know there's like, I think Taurus just came into a season, or it just started. I know the Mercury retrograde is kind of happening or ending soon. There was a full moon, and so there's just a lot on that. But I have felt the need to just find something. I mean, honestly, the need to just find that something, and pursue, and not have to worry about anything else. As a manifesting generator, I am multi passionate. I pivot, not a lot nowadays, because I feel like my place has found a home within traveling, unschooling, and human design, and tools for alignment. But still, within those main three branches that I have going on, that are like, encompass my whole life, I feel like I still want to find just one that I could just concentrate on and not have to think about it. And honestly, it's hard. It's really, really hard. So all I keep thinking was, what Aaron said is just like, it's like searching and surrender. And I am practicing surrendering into the present, into the people that I come in contact with, because they give me something to respond to, and to the things that come through, almost, so. But it's been really, it feels really, I don't know, it feels sometimes, how do I say it, just hopeless almost, and I just, and it's hard to just push through it. I also have an emotional authority. So in as an emotional authority, I have waves of, high and low. The low waves, an emotional low, almost, it's hard sometimes to, and I learned this, they just come. They just come. And the way I have approached them now, and I've always actually been like that, um, it's I just let them come through. But sometimes they're hard. But because I have a defined solar plexus, they come in. They're just waves. Literally, they come in and then they leave. So what I'm careful about is about how I present myself when I'm in those waves, because I can affect other people, the people that have an open solar plexus, and it can be much harder for them to recover from my own stuff, from my own wave. So I think I've talked about this in the past. But so they searching with a dash of that low emotional wave has been so powerful in terms of reflection, but it's definitely hard. So, yeah. So it's been hard, but I have found like some sort of peace and just knowing, like putting a name to it almost, knowing what, identifying what that is, and then just kind of reflecting on it. So I am journaling a lot, mostly in the searching in terms of purpose, like I am searching. um I am ready to pivot from my career as a flight attendant, um, but I don't know what that's gonna look like. So I'm writing down the signs, what I have been through in the last couple of weeks, and how that shows up for me, and see if anything comes that lights up my sacral, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's where I want to go. So so all of this to say about the open identity, if you have it open or undefined, you are receiving, and you're amplifying. So environment, it's extremely helpful. It's very, very helpful. Like, if you want to be a writer, go to a good cafe and then just kind of see how that feels, and taking that energy from the place that you're in, and then see how that makes you feel. It depends on what you're trying to do. So it is such a good it's such a good experiment. I would love to hear if you have an open identity or an undefined identity. What does like look like for you? What places make you feel the best, and what has come up for you? So also, if you are in the searching for the purpose, yeah, I just love to hear stories because it helps me know that I am not alone. I don't think I am. Yeah, but definitely the last couple of days, within or all of the astrological stuff that's been going on, in addition to the open identity, in addition to the dash of low and emotional wave, has been a little bit challenging, but not to say that it doesn't serve a purpose. So I hope this is helpful in some way. Please know that those low emotional waves are not meant to stay with you. They're meant to just go through it, and then propel you for the next step, however that looks like for each one of us. So have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day. And remember, your time is precious. I hope you're making it count. Take care.